So collections, I have list and then set and map we have. So before collections we have arrays. So many object-oriented programming languages, so those supports array concept. So using the array you can insert the more values to the same variable. Okay. So as of now we have seen, for example, integer variable a, and then in the value assignment, so at a time one value you can assign. So integer a equal to 45. So here have we seen like this? So 34 like that. So for one value, one variable, so one value can be assigned. So what is the definition of variable? So variable is the, temporary memory location where some value is stored. So that means where 45 is stored, that temporary memory location name is variable. Okay. So two values you are trying to assign to the same variable. How that can be possible? Okay. So you need to take another variable for 34 if you are creating a normal variable. Okay. Then 34 memory location name will be different from the 44 variable name. Okay, 45 variable name. So this is when you are creating normal variables. So using the arrays or collections. So array. So using the array, using the arrays, you can give same name same variable name for many values. So that means, so many values will be placed in the memory with the same variable location. Okay, with the same variable name. So the memory will be side by side allocation will be done using the array or collection. Okay. So here the difference between array and collection is, so we'll see the syntax of arrays and list. Okay. So array is static one. Its memory allocation is static. That means once after defining the array, so you cannot add more values. So that means the size of the array is fixed. Okay. And also here, this is only works for similar type of values. So similar type values can be inserted in an array. And it is bit speed than collections. So accessing speed is more than collections. And also it takes less memory. Okay. Less memory allocation will be done to the arrays. So more memory will be consumed by collections. And collections are a bit slow than the arrays. And also collections is used to insert for the similar type values, and so mixed values, dissimilar type of values also you can take the collections. So mixed values means, so one value can be integer, one value may be string, so like that. Okay, so those type of insertions can be done. So here list is similar to, it is similar to array. Okay, its syntax is similar to array and it look like array only, but the only thing is the values you can add once after defining the array. So that means, so there is no size bound, okay, to the list here, just like array. So beyond the size also you can insert the values. Okay. So at the time you can create the empty list and then you can add the list, add the values to the list. We'll see what it is. So once after discussing about list, we can see about set and map. Okay. So list is one interface. So out of the box we are getting the list, set and map. So these are all interfaces. So you are creating the list type variable means you are implementing the interface concept here. So that means using the methods related to that interface, we can work with the list variable here. So we have some methods related to list. So first of all, let's see the syntax. So list is a keyword, okay, reserved keyword, and then data type. So data type is nothing but your primitive data types, yes object data types, okay. So all the other data types we have. So at the time defining the variable, we have seen about the data types. So you can take integer, you can take string, okay. So that indicates the type of the values inserted in the list, can be inserted in the list. So here, and then angular brackets you need to use. So this is the syntax, how this looks like. And here space, so list variable name, okay. So this is the definition of defining the list variable, okay. And we have another part of the list variable definition. So this is first part of the list variable definition. The second part contains dynamic memory allocation of the list, okay. In the second part we have, so list variable equal to new list data type, okay, empty parameters, and then semicolon, okay. So this is dynamic memory allocation to the list, and this is defining a list variable, okay. So both you can combine and then mention in the same line. Okay, if you mention in the same line, this will be look like this, and if you mention in method, so this will be look like this. So inside method, if you allocate it, so it will be separated. So if you are mentioning outside method and inside the class, it will be look like this, okay. Dynamic allocation to the list. And also we have another way. So this is syntax type 2. So here you will take the data type and then empty square braces and then variable name equal to new data type square braces and then large braces. Okay. So this is just like the array type. This is normal array type syntax and this is list type syntax. If you observe, so object creation is just like this. So object creation, when you are creating the object to the class, this would be the class name and then object, so new class name. Okay, and empty parameters. So just like creating the object, so you will create the list variable. That's how you can remember. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm taking one list variable, list keyword inside the angular braces data type. So I'm taking the integer data type. Similarly, we have many data types, many primitive data types we have. String you can take, double you can take, decimal you can take, long, okay, anything you can take. Here I am taking integer. So variable name, any variable name, there is no restriction, okay. So you need to follow the naming conventions just like earlier how we have defined the variables. So just like that, I am taking A, okay. There is no special here, giving the names for list variable. Equal to new list and then integer and okay, empty parameters. So this is one way of defining the list definition. Okay. So similarly, you can define the list like this. Decimal. Okay. First what I have taken, data type and then empty square braces and then variable name D I am taking equal to new decimal empty square braces and then large brackets. Okay. So this is also second way of defining the list variables. Okay. And also third, so you can take list string str. Okay. So this is part 1 in defining list. Okay. And then in public void method. So some method I am taking. So inside this method, you can allocate the dynamic memory. Okay, str equal to new list string empty. Now the list is fulfilled. First you have created, defined the variable, and then part 2. Okay, so dynamic memory allocation to the list. Okay, so this is type 1, type 2, type 3. These many types of list we have. So this is same for map set also. So define in the map also, you have type 1, type 2, type 3. Okay. Not map. So these many types only for list. Okay. Not set and not map also. So set also defined in one way. So this is the one way, and set can be split into two parts. This is one way and this is another part. Okay. Similarly, map also can be two parts. So this is only applicable to list. So wherever you found data type empty square braces, that is list only. Okay, not set and map. We'll see about how to add the values and how to work with list now.
So what is the best method to define the list actually?
This is the best way.
The first one, right?
Yeah, first one. Then splitting also easy way. So splitting and allocating the memory wherever required inside the method. Okay, this also best way.
Okay.
So first one you can use. So as I said, list is interface. So methods will be there. Some methods are there to work with the list, to check whether that is empty, how to add the values to the list, okay, how to clear the all values from the list, and how to, create a new list based on the existing list, and how to add values from another list to this list. So that's why we have so many values. Okay, so many methods here we have. So those methods can be, no need to remember all these methods. Those methods you can get here. So inside the method, wherever, this is the method, right? So method to this class, okay? To work with the list, so just you need to use the variable name, okay? A related methods, okay? A dot. So using the period, it will, these are all the methods related to that list. Okay, so as we have so many lists here defined in this class, so first, if you want to work with the method, if you want to work with the list and make use of the methods related to that, so first you need to use the list variable and then use the dot, and then methods will be called. So just like if you can observe object creation and then object usage, so this is just like object. So using that variable, you are calling the methods belongs to that list interface. Are you getting? If you understand, this is object of the class, okay?
Yes,
Using that object, you are calling the methods related to that class, okay? So just like that, using the list variable, you are calling the methods of that list interface. So here, those methods are add all, and also add index comma value, clear, remove, we have clone, deep clone, hash code, okay. And also we have get. Okay, let's see about these things. So add method. Add method is used to insert a new value in the list. Okay. So we have created the list and we need to add the values to the list. So you can, at the time defining the list also, you can put the values side by it. Okay. Like here you can mention. So this is the large braces, right? So here you can mention, so decimal type values or any values you can. So all these are treated as decimal only. Okay. So values are there in the list. So in this list, if I use the system.d, so these values will be printed. Okay. So that is how. This is one way of adding the values. So at the time creating the list, you can mention in the large braces. So here also you can take the large braces and then so unexpected token. Let me remove this one. Okay. So if you are putting the values, so no need to use the empty parameters. Okay. Empty parameters are not required. So directly you can take the large braces and then put the values. So these values will be printed if I print A. Okay. So this is one way of assigning the values to the list. The another way is using the add method. So once after defining the list, so using the add method, so you can add the values. So a dot add. So like that. Okay, one more value. 7 I am inserting. So 7 will be inserted in the next to the 5th. Okay, 5 value. And whenever A is printed, so 7 also will be printed along with the existed values. Okay, let's see. So similarly, add all. So add all is used to insert the values from another list. Use it to insert all values from another list or set. Okay. And also we have add index value. So two parameters are there. One is index position and then value that you want to insert in that index position. Okay. So in particular index position, you can insert to clear the list. So that means, so every value inside the list will be erased. Okay. And here we have the remove index. The value at the target index position will be removed. Okay. And also we have the clone operation. So means use it to recreate a new list based on the existing one. Okay. So we have seen the clone operation. So on the record details we have the clone button. You can try. So whenever you click on clone button on the record details, so it will help you to recreate a new record using the existing values. Okay, on the record. So here that's what you can understand about the clone method. So same meaning. So deep clone means, so not only recreating the same record but also its related things. So for example, if you assume that, so you are cloning a record, account related record you are cloning. So only record will be recreated if you use the clone operation, and account related things, that means account related contact details, account related opportunities, all those things will be recreated if you use the deep clone operation. Okay. And also here hash code. Hash code means it gives the memory location, the values memory location position, that means address of the value stored position that it will give. Okay, hash codes will be there. Some hexadecimal format, I think. So that format value it will return. Okay, we'll see about that. And also we have the get method. So get index. So target index position value will be fetched. Okay. In addition to that, so we have equals. So this is comparative method. So use it to compare two lists. Okay. You can compare whether both are equal or not. And also we have other methods. So those you can see in the listed items. So add index position value, add all, okay, list elements, add all set elements, clear, clone, deep clone. Okay, deep clone, these many variations. And equals, so get S account type. So S object type means here on which object, okay, you have created the list, using which object records you have created the list. That object type, that means object API name it will return. Okay, get object API name. Hash code. So memory location address empty list is empty. So whether the list is empty or not, to check that one, so it will return true or false. And also iterator, some iterator. So how many iterations it has taken to print all the values. Okay, similar to that only. And list parameters, remove, so target index value, remove, size of the list. Okay, sort, so ascending or descending manner you can sort the list. Okay, so these are the methods related to the list interface. So we have created a list here. Let me remove these things. Okay, let me take only one. Okay, so I'm trying to print the value. So system.debug the values in the list. And then system.debug a. Okay, directly you can print the variable. Normally we will use the for loop to print the list values. So creating the object. Okay, and then using the object, I'm calling the method. Okay. So values in the list. Okay, 5 values we have already included at the time defining the list. So these 5 values are printed, and then this value is added by using the method related to that list variable. Okay, so that's why we have taken the list variable dot add one more value. Okay, right. And also to see the size of the list, so a dot size. Okay, so it will return the size of the list. That means it returns, so 1 2 3 4, total 6 values are there, 6 it will return. Okay, to print the size of the list you can insert this value to one variable of integer type. So as the size is complete number, I'm taking like this. Okay, a dot size equal to a dot size you are assigning to one integer variable, because this method returns the integer value, so you need to catch that integer value in another integer variable. Okay, that you can display the size of the list. So system dot debug size of the list. Put inside this single quotes. So here okay, size of the list it is printing 6, and you can test other things also like a dot is empty. So is empty, what it returns? Boolean value it returns. Okay. To get that Boolean value, what type of variable you need to take? Boolean type? Boolean Boolean T I'm taking. Okay, Boolean T equal to A dot is empty. Whatever the result, if true or false, so that will be inserted to T variable. So that T variable you need to print. System.debug. Okay. Is list empty? Question mark. Okay. If the list is empty, then it will then see. So this list is not empty as of now. So we can expect true value, not means false. It will return. Okay. So is list empty? False. So that means the list is having values inside that. Okay. So here so here I am A dot clear. Okay. So clearing the list. And then again I am using the same method. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, it is giving the earlier value, I think. Earlier T value it is written. So let me. So once after clearing, another Boolean variable I am taking, T1 I am taking. Okay. T1 I am printing. Okay. The latest value is, it is true. List is true. List is empty. So that returns the true. That latest value we are capturing in another variable and then we are printing to the screen, output screen. So that's how it is changed. So earlier list was not empty. So before we are performing the clear operation. So once after we have done the clear, so list became empty, then the latest value is true. Okay, by the isEmpty method it is written. Okay, so that is about the list. And similarly we have set. The only thing is, as like list, it doesn't allow duplicates. Duplicate values, and also insertion order of values is not reserved. Okay, so just like list, so there is no order for the values. So dissimilar order, the values will be placed in the set. Okay, sometimes it will give correct, sometimes there is no rule to give the exact positions. And also we have null values not allowed, I think. So need to check this. Okay. So here you can see to print the values. Okay, let's see the value at the, so whatever the index position you wish to print. So earlier we have printed like this using this statement. So this is the statement way. Let me remove this one, also not required. Okay. So earlier using this single statement we have printed the values. So system.debug that list variable. Okay, and the values are printed like this. Grouped format. So this is grouped format. Okay. So here in the 0th position of the list, 1 is inserted. In the first position of the list, second 2 is inserted. So like that, the position values, the maximum size of the list is, maximum index position of the list is, so inserted values minus 1. Okay, and the position starting from 0 and maximum values minus 1 is the maximum index position. Okay, so here to print the value at the desired index position, okay, A of 3. So which one will print if I use the A of 3? Can you guess?
4.
Okay, so 4 will be printed. Why? Because
Index start
so
from
1.
0.
Okay, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I use A of 5, 7 will be printed. If I use A of 4, 5 will be printed, like this. If I use A of 0, 1 will be printed. Okay. So this indicates, this prints individual values. Individual values. If you want to print all the individual values, all the values individually from the list. Okay. Either you can use the index positions like this, all the index positions. If you have 200 values, you need to use all the index positions 0, 1, 2, 3. You need to print. Okay. Or you can print grouped values. So all the values in the list as a group you can print like this using the list variable. To work with individual values in the list, we have for loop. So earlier we have seen about the for loop. So while you are working with a list of values or set of values, so we have second format. We will use the second format of the for loop. That based on the type of the list, okay, we will take the same type of list variable here, individual variable for the for loop to iterate, and then all the values will be individually called. Okay. So here I am taking the integer variable. Okay, once after done this, please check one more time how the second format of for loop. Okay. So here I am taking I and then colon. So on the right side I am using A. On the right side you need to use the variable which having many values, and on the left side to the column you need to define one variable of the similar data type of the values on the right side. On the right side, what type of values it is? Integer type. So you can observe the values are all of type integer. Okay. So that is you can identify using the list type. Okay. So that type variable you need to take on the left side to the column. So what happened here? Every value one after one will be inserted to the I, and then I you can use in the for loop. Okay, for any updations, any modifications, okay, or deletions or printing the output to the screen, anything, for any reason you will use I instead of directly using the A. Why? Because A is having group of values, okay, collection of values. So collection of values, you cannot work on at a time, all the collection of values. So that's why we are temporarily assigning to I, one after one, all the values, and then we are performing whatever the modifications we wish to do for the list of values. Okay. So here we are mentioning system.debug. Okay. I. So what the I will print in the first iteration, what it will print? What this statement prints in the first iteration?
1.
It will print 1 first, and then
2.
rest of the 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, for every iteration of the for loop, it will print one after one. So all the values will be called individually, not grouped. Okay, here the difference between this statement and this statement is printing the values only, printing the values from the list only, but here the printed values will be grouped together. The printed values will be grouped together, and here using the for loop you are calling the values individually. Okay, so let's see here. So 3 print statements I am having. Okay, one prints the values grouped together, Second prints the values at the target position. Okay, target index position value only printed. And the third one is individually calling the values using for loop. For loop. Let's see now. So last time we have called the method, so no need to recreate the object and all. Okay. The values in the list, okay, grouped values. This is the targeted value. So we have taken, let me open that class. Okay. So this is the targeted value. So the system debug A of 3. So what is the A of 3 position value? 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 will be printed. So 4 is printed. And next statement is, indication of for loop. The output is from the for loop. So first 1 is printed, 2 printed, 3 printed. This is another iteration. Okay, this is the last iteration. So then the collection, it looks into the variable A. The control will look into the A, and the A found no value after 7 to assign to I. Then it will exit the first loop. Okay, the list only, the for loop will be iterated, and if the A value is found nothing, so once after printing the 7, it found 0, blank, so it exits from the for loop. Okay, so this is the statement you will use in many programs. Okay, so wherever you required doing the updations or any insertions from the FX class, anywhere you work with the records related to your object, you will use this statement, and then so using the for loop you will reduce the code. Okay, and all the updations will be happen to the list of records you are pulling. Okay. So this is about the list completely. So related to set, we were testing and one more thing, that is insertion of null value. So insertion of null values, I'm going to insert another. Okay, so null value insertion is, it's supported. So list is supported, null value insertion here. So let me test this one. I'm calling the method and see if the null value is there or not. Okay, null is inserted. So null you need to use as a keyword, null, N-U-L-L, only you need to use. Okay, no other values, not nil, not single quotes. Okay, while using the null, only null you need to use. So means list allows duplicates. Okay, let's see the duplicate test. So let me take 7 one more time. Insert 7. Okay. Here also I'm using 2 repeated one more time, 3 also repeated one more time, 7 also repeated one more time. Have you saved this one? Okay. So now the class is saved and you can see the updated in the output. So 2 is repeated one more time, 3 is repeated 2 times, and 7 is repeated 2 times. And you can see, so 7 is before null and inserted after null. So in the same order, values will be printed. So not the similar values grouped together. Okay. So in which position you are inserting, so in that position only the values will be printed. So here list allows the duplicates, that is we have seen, and also it allows null value insertion. Okay, let's see about the set. Okay, these are the things about the set. So we'll see about set and map in the next session. Okay. So with this, I'm concluding this session. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's all about today's session. We'll meet tomorrow same time. So in the very first session, I discussed about ongoing topics, queries. So you can ask me later. Okay. I will explain you, no problem. So if you have immediate need, so that you can email me, so I will answer you, or I will take a special session for this. Okay, guys. So I don't want to disturb the ongoing session, so that the continuity will be there. Meanwhile, this is something related to the admin concepts, CRM process. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, guys. We'll meet tomorrow, same time. Bye. Good night.